I thought Tim Kaine did very well. From my perspective, I think what he had to do last night was really to prosecute those aspects of the Trump candidacy that so many people throughout the country find so downright offensive. I mean, I've been out there a lot over the last several days in Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Iowa, and what I'm sensing out there is that after Hillary Clinton's performance in the first debate, how Democrats are now starting to speak up, become more energized. And I think in a way, for all of the comments about Tim's style being over-caffeinated, I think he showed that fight that we're seeing finally in the Democratic Party. And on the other hand, where the Republicans are concerned, a lot of them have grown very, very quiet. Certainly, Mike Pence did far better than Donald Trump. I'm sure you have a lot of Republicans probably wishing that they had Pence at the top of the ticket instead of Trump. But I thought Tim Kaine did very well, particularly, you know, kind of with three key groups, Martha. The suburban women, African-American voters, Latino voters. I might broaden that Latino voters to include all new American immigrants. I thought the contrasts were pretty sharp.
Let's play another soundbite, because I want to take a look at the foreign policy debate, which is so important in terms of where this country is headed. And here's another exchange.
Instead of 175,000 American troops deployed overseas, we now have 15,000.
Right, and
these are very, very.
And Iraq has been overrun by ISIS because Hillary Clinton failed to renegotiate.
More American troops in Iraq,
Hillary Clinton failed to renegotiate a status of forces agreement.
No, that is incorrect.
And so we removed.
I mean, there was a lot of substance last night, and this is a very important part of this debate. I mean, you know, if you can draw down troops, but if you leave a vacuum, you get ISIS. That's what we've learned over the past few years. I mean, that's got to be it's a tough line of questioning for him and for Hillary Clinton as well.
Well, there's a lot of tough questions we need to ask ourselves as Americans about all of these last several years. I mean, when you go into Iraq under false pretenses and you send in 175,000 troops, you also stir up a hornet's nest that's and it's hard to unwind that. So there's a lot of lessons that we have to learn. But I do believe that Tim Kaine, in talking about Hillary Clinton's experience, talking about Donald Trump's erratic comments, especially about nuclear weapons, hey, have at it. Look, this is a very connected world, and having an appreciation and an understanding of that is what Hillary Clinton brings, along with, I might add, the experience from seeing decisions that were made well and also learning from mistakes.
Whether or not they were made well, you know, that's what the American people are going to decide, and that's one of the reasons that these debates are, I think, so important, because we have a lot of chaos that has erupted in the Middle East. You look at what's going on in Syria, which we're going to get to a little bit later. But let's play this one, which is about the Iran deal. Watch this exchange.
The Iranian deal that Hillary Clinton initiated, $150 billion
stopping
to the radical mullahs
program without
in Iran.
firing a shot.
You didn't stop the nuclear weapons program.
Did. Even the Israeli military says
guaranteed that Iran will someday become a nuclear power because there's no limitations once the period of time of the treaty comes off.
I mean, there's so many indications that Iran has been boldened in the wake of that agreement. That is something that has gotten some traction. You know, when people see what's going on in the waterways in the Middle East and they see Iran dominance, I don't know if that's an argument that they believe.
Yeah, there was another piece of that exchange either before or after that clip where Tim Kaine, I thought very persuasively, underscored the fact that the Israeli military and Israeli leaders believe that this deal, this negotiation, stopped the development of an Iranian nuclear capacity.
It was right at the end of that soundbite. We played that part, and Mike Pence said, you know, guaranteed that Iran will someday become a nuclear power. There are no limitations once the period of that time of treaty wears off.
Well, I've got another one for you. Guarantee that America won't become a fascist state. I mean, elections matter. The choices we make as a people matter. The future is something formed by human decisions, and that's the sort of world that we live in. But I thought that I will give Mike Pence credit, though. He did so much better than Donald Trump that I'm sure that, you know, that has relieved some people in the Republican ranks. But I do think that at the outset, I thought this debate actually started well with the exchange on the different economic visions. I wish that Tim Kaine had emphasized the truth that we're now creating jobs for a longer string of months than any president since 1939, and that wages actually started to go up for the first time last year to this year. I think that's what the Democratic Party needs to focus on, and hopefully in the next debate, Hillary Clinton will pump up that. I hope we have a forum about how to manage debates so that we don't talk over each other. I don't know about you, but I found some of that stuff tough to cover when they were all three talking at the same time.